Do you remember when fuel used to be 160 naira per liter? Let's not even go back to when it was 70 naira per liter. That time that you will use 1006 to buy 10 liters. I was thinking about this all through the weekend and I was like, the good old days. Then this interview by the chairman of the Nigerian Revenue Service came on my timeline, Zach Adeliji, talking on Channels TV. I really wish we can go back to that era, but in Nigeria, we use our greed to ruin everything. Yes, look at the P-Square Jude matter, for example, how Jude ruined P-Square with his greed. That's what the government also did to us as citizens. Now, every government and every economy needs a subsidy to help the citizens at any point. But guess what? In Nigeria, it did not work because we were greedy. Here's what was happening. The government would need to buy fuel per liter at 10 naira, for example, right? And they give it to citizens at 3 naira, which means they're supposed to cover 7 naira. Now, this money did not exist. They have to borrow the money to pay the 7 naira to ensure citizens buy fuel at 3 naira. Right? Now, what was happening? These people would go and falsify figures and say that instead of, for example, 12 million liters that Nigeria consumes every month, they will say Nigeria consumes over 50 million liters. Now, the remaining 38 million liters that is ghost liters of consumption, they will chop down money for that 38 million liters. Now, the government is supposed to pay for only 12, but now they are paying for 50 million liters. And it did not just stop there. What was happening? After they've chopped this money that is extra on that thing, the grid will not stop there. They will now take that one, the 12 million liters, they will now take it and go and sell to other countries at higher prices. Government has already paid for it. They'll go and sell at that 10 naira and make double money, right? You'll be queuing up in 4 stations on a Monday morning to buy fuel, wasting your time for productivity. You know, this was happening, and these men will be doing this every time until somebody came and said, no, we can no longer do this anymore. We are going to remove subsidy entirely. Now, that greed of those politicians is making the citizens to buy things expensive in this country. Fuel is over 1,200 naira per liter right now. Crazy. For those of you who reminisce about this like me and think of when we had the good old days, you know, this is what was really happening, and the president is taking credit for it. Nigeria would have been spending over 50 trillion naira to continue to subsidize fuel in this country. Where would they have gotten the money from? We don't know. And for those of you who ask, what are we now doing with the money? State governments are now seeing their allocations multiplied by ×5 what it was before. They're no longer borrowing to pay salaries. They're no longer borrowing to do any project in the state. That is good progress if you ask me. But what do you think about it in the comment section? And if you have ever thought about the times where you used to buy fuel at cheap prices before, let me know in the comment section too. My name is Oscar Franklin. Keep following my videos to know what's happening in Nigerian political space and of course the economy.